Hello and welcome to another Taylor Talks Media video. This particular video that you're watching coincides with my blog post on camera shots. In this video I'm basically going to be showing you examples from films, mainly Disney films, and examples that I have made myself of camera shots that I will hopefully use, not hopefully, probably, maybe use in my final film trailer, really. Let's get on with it. So the first the first camera shot that I'm showing you now is a high angle shot. It's usually used to portray a character's weakness. So this particular example from a film, from the film Frozen that I've used, is when Hans actually betrays Anna, and I'm sure you've all seen it. So yes, you can see that now. And my example is just Lewis really playing PlayStation because he's a weak human being. The next camera shot is a low angle. The film example that I've used is actually from the TV show Dexter, and in this clip he's killing Joe Walker because this shot is used to show power, so it's basically the complete opposite of a high angle shot. And for the example that I've made myself, it is Jack playing the PlayStation, driving a car because you need a lot of power to have a car. For my point of view shot, I've used the scene from Star Wars where Anakin Skywalker sees the Darth Vader mask getting put down onto his face. And for my own example of this, I have basically just eaten pizza, really, and got a dip. This, you can sort of tell from the name, point of view shot, basically shows you what a character's seeing themselves. So it can be used for like chase scenes, so you'll see either a character running away or a character chasing another character. So yeah, a pull focus one is quite difficult to do, and I've chosen the one from The Incredibles where the pull focus happens to Mr. Incredible to show two people getting mugged and committing crimes. I've done a pull focus on Jack and Lewis's face just to sort of show you what happens in a pull focus. Pull focuses are genuinely used to, I don't know how to put it, just show what's happening in the background, really. So if something iconic is happening, not iconic, but important is happening in the background, a pull focus will be used to make sure the audience are aware of this and show that it's more important than what's happening in the foreground of a scene. The next camera shot is a bird's eye view. For this I have used the bird's eye view from Tangled when they are lighting all the lanterns for Rapunzel's birthday. And the one that I've done myself is basically just a bird's eye view of mine and Joe's and Imogen's and some other people's pizzas, just to show you what's on the table, really. A bird's eye view is usually used so you can see the whole of a scene from the air. It doesn't have to be right in the sky like a bird, it can literally just be just above, but as long as it looks like you're looking down onto the scene, then it's perfectly fine. For my extreme close-up, I have actually done an extreme close-up of Jack eating some pizza, just to show you that an extreme close-up is just of a particular feature on a person's face or their arms or a particular object. And for the example in the film, I've used the iconic one from the film The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, where it where it's a close-up of the three man's standoff. Like I said, an extreme close-up is usually used just to show a person's particular emotion, probably if you show their mouth or their eyes, and it's just so the audience can get more emotion from the film. For the close-up camera shot, I've used the close-up from Toy Story when Woody gets burnt by the magnifying glass on the forehead, which you can see now. And my close-up is again of somebody eating, just because, you know, that's what you want to see in a clip, isn't it, really? Close-up again is basically like an extreme close-up, but you don't focus on just one part of a person, you focus on, so like their whole face. For my long shot from a film, I've used the opening scene from 101 Dalmatians, where Pongo is judging the other dogs and the other owners. And for my own long shot, I've basically just shown Imogen, Jacob, Joe, Lewis and Jack all eating their Dominoes and the table basically. A long shot is usually and can also be used as an establishing shot so that the audience can sort of work out what's going to happen or see the location of a film. The next shot is a medium shot, which is usually just from the waist upwards so that the audience can sort of see what costume really a character's wearing. For this one from an actual film, I've used Mulan. When she becomes a warrior, it focuses a lot on the armour that she puts on the top of her body and her cutting off her hair. And for the mid shot that I've made, I've basically just done Jacob, Jack and Lewis eating, and because it's a cut off by the table, it is actually a mid shot. Yeah, like I said, this shot is usually just used to show people's outfits and sometimes a conversation as well. The panning shot I've used is from The Princess and the Frog, and it's basically the opening title sequence where you can see the scene of New Orleans and what's happening in the town. For my own one, I've basically just done a panning scene of Lewis's lovely lounge, because what more would you want to see? A panning shot is, like I said, usually used so that you can see the scene of a place or what's actually happening. It's a bit like a tracking shot, which is what I'm going to show you now. The tracking shot that I've used is from Cars, and it's the final race between Lightning McQueen and all the other cars. For the tracking shot that I've done, I've basically just tracked Jack walking along a lovely little garden. A tracking shot is different to a panning shot. The way you can tell what one is basically a panning shot, the camera won't move, it will just pivot, and in a tracking shot the camera will move with a character because obviously it's tracking them. For my zoom shot, I've used the iconic one from Goodfellas where you see Robert De Niro's character smoking and the camera basically just zooms in on his face, sort of in the name, that one. And for my zoom camera shot, I just zoomed in on Lewis eating pizza because it's a very glorious sight to behold upon. A zoom in shot is usually used so that you can see a character's expression or emotion a lot more clearly on their face, so that the audience can sort of feel the atmosphere a lot more. And for my reverse zoom shot, which is sort of in the name, it basically, instead of zooming in, it will zoom out. I've used, again, another iconic scene from Jaws where they discover that there's a shark in the water. For my reverse zoom, I just zoomed out on another person eating pizza because, like I've said, it's a glorious sight to behold yourself. A reverse zoom is an opposite of a zoom in and is generally used, so instead of zooming in a character's expression to get attention, you zoom out to show fear, something happening, like in Jaws. The scene from Star Wars is my over-the-shoulder shot, as you get several of these either from Obi-Wan Kenobi's shoulder or from Anakin Skywalker's shoulder whilst they're actually fighting. This camera shot is usually used to make the audience feel as if they're actually in the scene and in the film. For my over-the-shoulder shot, I basically just looked over the shoulder of Joe whilst everyone was eating pizza, and just so the audience can feel as if they were at a Domino's party, because who wouldn't? My final camera shot is a shot reverse shot, which is usually used during a conversation of two characters or more. It's basically, in the name, you see a shot of one person over the shoulder, and then you see a shot of the next person who's talking, just so, again, the audience feel as if they are in the scene, and so they can keep track on the conversation and what's happening. The shot from a film that I've used is a conversation in Saving Mr. Banks between Emma Thompson's character and her taxi driver, and it's a scene about people having difficulties. Well, that's it for my camera shots. I will possibly use a few more in my actual final trailer, and I might even use less. But yeah, that's it for now. So thank you for watching, and until next time, I shall see you lot later. Goodbye.